Do you guys have that one movie from you watched when you were younger? I feel like not enough people have seen, but you remember quite fondly in your heart. And I'm not talking about like nostalgic movies like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, more so like movies that really feel special for you. I have a couple of those, but one in particular I want to talk about today is Chronicle by Josh Trank. And I'm not saying it's like a sleeper movie that not a lot of people have seen it, because I know it is popular and a lot of people have seen this movie. However, I think it is underrated. I feel like we should talk about it more. Like, I don't see a lot about it online, and when I do, it's very like limited. And I just wanted to make this video where I talk about Chronicle. If you've never seen Chronicle, let me just give you the concept of Chronicle. Imagine you and two of your buddies, you guys suddenly go find this rock and touch it, and now you guys have the power to move things with your mind, and one of you likes to record it. That is basically this movie. It's a very simple concept, but the way that they do it is really great. The way it's shot and the moment characters have, and as they grown and kind of use their powers as what I think anyone else would use their powers as, and kind of learning it about themselves. Now that is the basic concept of Chronicle. So I'm just going to make this video where I talk about Chronicle, talk about some of the plot and story points and some moments with the characters and what I like about the filmmaking. Warning, I will probably talk about spoilers during this, but I think I will let you know beforehand. So if you've never seen it, come watch this video and maybe you get the urge to watch it. I really do urge you to watch it. And if you have seen a movie, come watch this video and listen to me talk about Chronicle, and I would love to hear what you think about this movie. Let's get into it.
Stop! Are you crazy? Why did you do that? What the hell is wrong with?
Alright, so let's explain how the story kind of goes in Chronicle. If you haven't watched it, I think still listen to this, just so you get a little idea. So the main characters are, Andrew is Dane DeHaan, and then his cousin Matt, who's Alex Russell, and then Steve Montgomery, who's going to be played by Michael B. Jordan. Honestly, the casting already like surprised me, like seeing Michael B. Jordan in this, and Dane DeHaan, because I was like, wait, those guys are actually very notable people. But aside from the actors, more about the characters. Andrew is very isolated from people. He has trouble interacting and being social with anyone really. His home life is not that good. His dad is abusive and not a very kind man, and his mom is sick and is dying from a disease, and his mom is kind of his only shining point from his home. And once his mom started getting sick, that's kind of when the house started falling apart, and they needed to get more money, and the dad needed to work harder so they could pay for her medicine. And so Andrew has this habit of using his camera to record everything. He likes cameras, and I think it's also a part where he uses the camera as a kind of shield between him and the reality of some things. So he's always recording something. And so this brings in his cousin Matt, who drops him off at school. And Matt is his cousin. You could tell he cares about him, but also has like left Andrew outside of a lot of things. Besides that, I mean, there's a girl he likes in the movie, but whatever. Still a good cousin. Lastly, we have Steve, which is played by Michael B. Jordan. I love me some Michael B. Jordan. Basically, he plays what Kevin Hart plays in Central Intelligence. I can't believe I just said that. Basically, Steve is like running for class president. I'm pretty sure he's on the football team. Like, you know, the type of guy in high school that's pretty much set up for life and you think will be a prominent figure in life and do something important. So that's our characters. The whole movie is from the perspective of Andrew recording with his camera. So he's recording everything that's transgressing in the film. So we're just seeing it from his camera. So one day, while Andrew's being Andrew, him and Matt go to this party in the middle of nowhere, which I don't know how the hell these teenagers are getting this random warehouse, and whatever. It's a party. Andrew gets like pressed at the party and has to step outside. Steve comes out, like helps calm him down and relax, and so he calms him down and he remembers him from like when they were younger. And then eventually Matt comes into the fray or whatever, and they just start recording and walking inside the party and just hanging out, them three in the woods. And then they find this hole in the ground. They go down it, you know, normal movie things. And so they go inside of it. There's this rock. It's almost like symbiotic. Like there's something on the rock that's growing. It's clearly not from Earth, or it isn't. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. They touch the space rock. Next thing we know, they're all outside the cave, and we find out they all have these abilities to move things with their mind. Before I talk about more story points, I want to talk about more about, I really like what they do with this power they have, especially the way they film it. And I think it does one of the best ways to do found footage. Since Andrew now has this ability to move things with his mind, it gives the filmmakers an ability to move the camera now. So it's instead of like the normal still camera stuff where it's like in their hand and all wobbly, you could do better shots, like a wider range, because you know he's gonna move it with his mind, or he sets it up earlier. And I think it really helps from that normal nauseating feeling a found footage movie could give you. The Blair Witch Project. And so that's a huge plus for me. It makes the movie way more digestible and a fun watch, especially since Andrew develops his powers more and more and is able to do cooler stuff with the cameras, you know, move it higher, like a higher shot. And so for the rest of this movie, they spend their time goofing around, you know, like doing stuff probably me and my friends would do, just see what the powers could do. messing around in a store, moving cars, like doing small little pranks or throwing baseballs at each other and seeing if they could stop it with their minds. And it's clear that Andrew kind of has like an innate ability for it. Like he's already really good at it, where Alex and Steve struggle to do some things. What they figure out is that this ability of telekinesis is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But also, if you use it too much, you could break it, could harm you. There's the base plot. So if you want to see the movie, I'd say you pause now and come back later and, see what I have to say about it and watch the movie, because I think it's great. So you should definitely watch it. Here's your last warning that I will be talking about spoilers from now on. Talking about more about some story things. And if you want to, I would say experience it for yourself first and then come back. So they continue their hijinks. They do these very cool things where like the dude builds Legos like how they do in the Lego games, like he just kind of like builds it with his mind, and that's like kind of probably what the first thing they'll do with that power as well. And they start testing out their powers, and now they figure out they could fly. And so they start practicing to fly. And this is where I think one of the cooler scenes is, where they all are in their jackets and they start flying into the air, into the clouds, and they're like playing football. And it's so cool. And this is another point I want to touch on. The effects of this movie are pretty good for 2012, and I'm pretty sure the budget wasn't that crazy for this movie. What the effects that they do are pretty cool. Obviously some are pretty bad. One, I do love the scene where they're in the sky. It looks awful. It doesn't look great, but it's just the concept is super cool. Like imagine just flying out with your friends trying to play football in the sky, and then a plane almost hits you guys. And then I'm pretty sure, I don't remember who it is, they fall and then someone else catches them. It's so cool because you could generally just put yourself, seeing you and like a couple of your friends in a scenario, and they can, it's a kind of relatable way to use power. And they do this more and more. He gets to do more of the cool camera shots I spoke about earlier, like him lifting the camera above his bed while you would hear the parents arguing. And they also do these really cool shots where like they go on top of the buildings in Seattle and they kind of just sit on the rooftops together, and it looks great. And normal high school shenanigans where to get with the girl, to get more popular in school, to not get like as bullied as much, since Steve sees Andrew as a little like an outcast, which he is. They give Andrew the idea to use his powers to do a really cool trick at this talent show, like playing with cards, like doing stuff that's not possible without these powers. And then he almost has a successful type of job with this woman. He got too drunk, he messes it up, he feels so embarrassed. This is to show like how they're going well for Andrew. Struggles at home develop more, and it gets tougher. Like his dad is more abusive because he spends his money on this expensive camera. His mom is getting worse, and he's not getting a lot of money. And then as Andrew realizes his powers are developing very fast and he's getting much stronger, Andrew starts to lose his head a bit. It's you kind of see the turn in his character. You're gonna see another point of that turn where there's a spider in his basement. I hate spiders, so good on him for doing this, but he like splits off the legs. So it's not giving like totally sane. Andrew's dad got into a fight, so he got really upset and went to the scout. And Steve could tell something was wrong because I think it's implied that they're all connected through like this rock, basically. So he could feel when he's upset. So they're both in the air. It's cloudy, it's thundering, there's rain, and he just wants Steve to get away. Andrew wants Steve to get away from him. And so in a fit of anger, and I'm pretty sure he didn't mean to do this, he hits Steve with a lightning bolt, kills him. It cuts to the funeral, and then Matt knows this is weird because how is this dude gonna get hit by lightning with the abilities we have? A really good scene in the movie. He has an argument with Andrew, and then Andrew starts tweaking because he knows he's stronger than him. And so he's losing his head. Like everything's falling apart. His mom's dying. He killed his friend. His cousin's mad at him. And like everything's getting too much for him. He starts fighting these drug dealers at his neighborhood. I mean, that's a good thing to do. Like he takes them down, takes their money for his mom so he could buy medicines. But it shows like a complete change in Andrew. I mean, yes, he's helping people and getting money for his mom. That's great. So then he starts committing genuine crimes, like going to rob a gas station with his powers, which is a really cool shot as well because he uses the camera and it also switches the perspective of the security cameras to give us a better angle, so it's not too nauseating for the viewer. But unfortunately, the guy who runs a convenience shop while Andrew's walking away pulls out a shotgun, pushes the gun away, blowing up a gas tank, which causes him to go to the hospital. I'm pretty sure kills the guy in the store. I'm not sure about that. I mean, then Andrew ends up in the hospital. Now, his dad is freaking out. Like his dad's pissed, and in the hospital bed, well, his dad tells, not best of ways, that his mom died while he was in the hospital, and his dad is berating him and going crazy. And this is where he loses his mind and kind of pretty much blows up the room with his powers. And then he's doing a whole like Infamous 2 type of like destroying the city with his mind powers. And I think this scene's very cool because Matt's with this girl that he likes, friend, whatever. And then they pull up there, the city's in like peril, and it's switching perspectives from news cameras to like cell phones and like people in the Space Needle. This is what happens. Andrew and Matt fight. Matt's trying not to kill Andrew. Andrew's just mad and upset, and he wants to destroy the world. So there's a point where Andrew is there, a bunch of police officers, police tell him to get down. It looks like he's gonna kill these officers. So Matt, uses a spear, I'm pretty sure, from a statue and impales and kills Andrew. It's a pretty sad scene. But then it goes straight to Matt flying through the skies, and I'm pretty sure the Himalayas. Matt is doing it for Andrew and brings his camera and says a couple of nice goodbye words about what he had to do and then how he's sorry. And that kind of ends the movie. It's a sad ending to what I think is a really good movie, and it leaves a lot of questions open. Kind of wanted a second Chronicle, but I don't think I do want it. I think the movie's perfect how it is. And I left out a couple of key parts so you guys could still watch it just in case anyone stayed, because I really like a lot of other scenes as well. I like the feeling the movie gives you of joy and happiness. A guy and a couple friends messing around with these really cool powers, and it's shown very well. Then it picks up to the overarching like tragic story of Andrew and how his home really messed him up and who he was, and how everything could really affected him and kind of ripped this friend group apart and literally killed one of them. And then Matt, his own cousin, had to put Andrew down. Yeah, I really like this movie a ton. I had bought this movie on Apple TV because I really like watching it a lot. But yeah, like Josh Trank is a great director. I'm really excited for whatever he got going next. I heard he's doing a Fantastic Four movie. I bet that's going to turn out amazing. All right, if you stayed to the end of this video, I'm going to say thank you very much. Or if you skipped to the end, I'm going to say thank you very much as well. I don't really think I emphasize how much I do really like this movie, because I was more trying to go over the plot points, but this is an all-time favorite for me. And I really like these movies from like the 2010s, early 2010s, 2000s, that really like try to show some happiness and try to show more relatable things with the found footage. And I'm a big fan of found footage movies. And so I'm hoping sharing this with you guys showed you guys a new movie to go see and enjoy. But yeah, that'll be all for me today. Thank you guys for sticking to the end. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment about what you think of Chronicle or what you think about this video. If you want to see more of this, let me know, because I think next week I'm going to do another movie that's very similar to this one. So yeah, have a good one.